The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Gentlemen, let's get started today. I'm trying different events. I'm trying different angles to hit people. In other words, sometimes you're left brain, right brain, sometimes you're no brain. Does that make any sense? So everyone thinks a little different. So if there's a different approach I can do, I'm going to try everything I can. The ultimate goal is to change the world and hopefully change your life too. The ultimate goal. So a special event, Millionaires in the Making. I get clients who go to Google, they look at the websites. Like yesterday, we had 22,000 hits to our website. Okay, and that's nice. Okay, we get ranked up good in Google and all that stuff. And then people's like, I'm on a budget and this and that. It's like, you try to help everybody. Not easy. So we're going to see what we can do today to help all of you. All right, now some of you are clients in coaching, some of you are not. Different things you're in today. So I'm going to be a little crazy on certain things that I do. Now, I'm going to say no pictures, no recording. Okay, there's the FBI warning. All right, then I'm going to basically say, again, no pictures, no recording. There will probably be one or two pages I'll say click, click, click. Okay, so let's understand how to play the game. When I came out of that coma in 2011, we had 9 shitheads online pretending to be Ray Reynolds. That's all I can say. They're out there, Asian guy, black guy, this, Mexican guy. They're all saying they're me. I actually got to come back. How can you say you're someone else and you're not? But again, what can you say? So the reality is they were signing up people, ripping people off, and it's my fault. I'm in a coma laying there dead. All right, I get to come back, and then it's my fault that someone ripped you off. Okay. So the goal is to repackage people. Not easy. Repackaging your life from past, present, and future is a pain in the ass. You got to listen. You got to understand to follow through. It's not easy. If you want something easy, go hire one of those credit repair flaky companies, or go get a corporation online. Don't learn diddly squat. I don't have a magic wand. Mine's broken. I've always said that. So I want to tell you the truth. So not easy. But again, the ultimate goal is how do you want to get to where you want to go? Not easy from there. See, I always wanted to be a millionaire as a little boy. I knew I'd be a millionaire anyway, because I could look at all the things that they had on Redondo Beach, the pier. They had money, they had yachts, they had these nice cars. I knew I was as smart as they were, if not as steady till I was. So the ultimate goes like that mansion there. You think that was easy? Hell no. See, I had to go after that house, that one there, 3 times. I got it finally the 3rd time. See, I got outbid it every time. Now, there's got 5 islands in Huntington Harbor. There's 5 islands. So what am I going to do? I got properties in all 5 of them. Coral Cay, gated community with the garden, all kinds of stuff. See, I had everything I wanted, but I was frustrated because I got 3 yachts over here on these houses. I got a race boat. I got a Duffy. I got some Sea-Doos. And I got my kids. I want to have it in the backyard. So to go get that house, I literally had to get a cashier's check for the people who just bought it. I made it out to them, and I said, and I did an endorsement on a check. See, I study all kinds of weird stuff, like under 17900A3. You can modify the check. You just can't modify the endorsement. I knew how to do that. How about, a holograph check? You ever heard of one of those? It's like, these are things I know at this head. I know how to do all kinds of stuff. So I gave him a cashier's check for 10,000. I said, by cashing this, when you sell your house, I'm first in line. That's all I said. And I'll pay exactly what the market says. I'll write you a check. I'll pay cash. Simple. That's what I did. Now it's worth about $7 million now. It's not bad. So the goal is to have all the goodies in the backyard. Now that building, damn, that was a pain in the ass at. Here's a building across the street from South Coast Plaza Mall, and it keeps falling into bankruptcy. They're running out of money. They didn't leverage the money. They didn't know what they're doing. I mean, experts don't know what they're doing, huh? Are they really experts? So I went to the meeting with 3 attorneys, and I gave them a proposal how I can equity and use the equity and leverage the building to get the money and save them from bankruptcy. I got cussed out. I got thrown out of the building. It's like they wanted to shoot me for wasting their time. 4 months later, what are we talking about? So let's understand. If you're going to get to millionaire making, you're going to really want to get there, you're going to get your ass kicked. That's right. You're going to get your ass kicked 1,000 times. It's not going to be easy. Lamborghinis, hell, I bought my first one at 14 and a half when I'm going to North Coast College. All right, driving that to school because I can go to high school. Weird. There was a kid that actually, she graduated, all right, at 11 years old in college right now, and her brother's actually getting his PhD at 14. I had that be me. Damn, I had a 9-year-old in my class. I was 14 and a half. Yachts are fun. All I know is I was born on the ocean. I love the smell of the ocean, and the water is kind of fun. So do you want to be a millionaire? Everyone's going, yeah, I want to be a millionaire. I want to buy all the goodies. See, the reality is I didn't want all the goodies in the beginning. I just wanted to eat, get off the damn pier, not being used and abused. So let's understand something. When I ask people if they want to be a millionaire, they should shut up, just listen, and see what I'm going to say next. See, it's a setup question. Because everybody wants, yeah! No. How you receive money matters more than anything in your life. We have to be a corporate millionaire. No one's ever received money on planet Earth, ever, and got to keep it if they're not a corporation. Sole proprietor, tax, probate till you're dead. So the goal is, how do we blueprint dissect? Now my client, it's amazing, Miss Walker, last year in October, she's getting ready to file bankruptcy. She's going to file bankruptcy. So, all right, Karen talks to her and I talk to her. Okay, what can we do? She's got probably a little bit of equity and everything's upside down. She's maxed out 100% and everything's a bunch of crap. And I got a problem. I care. I wish I could be a son of a, well, I am a son of a bitch. Okay. She left me in a trash can, so I guess I can say it. I just wish I could be mean. Okay, because I can't. It sucks. My wife always says I'm a pleaser. Well, that's no fun because everybody takes advantage of me. So here's this lady. She needs help. She's stuck. Everything's upside down. It's all crap. So what do? I coach her for 5 months for free. I said, you got to pay me at the end of the rainbow. Okay, very simple. So I wanted to get to the point that I basically helped her reverse her life, which I did. Towards the end of the coaching, she realized and she said, Ray, let me give you the list of people I hired in the last 3 years. She says, I paid them over $100,000 plus because I was looking for knowledge. And at the end of the day, she says they're all full of shit. I didn't say she did. So again, it's like wasting time and the money. I'm sorry. I like Tony. Tony's a great motivator. Even though now on TikTok it says success blueprints for success, it belongs to me. Should I sue him or not? Oh, well, we'll see what happens next. So we have fun. What wastes time and money? I'm sorry, you had a friend and family member rip you off. You spent thousands and the crap didn't work. If you're really going to get to millionaire in the making, you're going to have to dissect dissect yourself. You have to look at your age. How old are you today? Look at your past, good, bad, and ugly. Do we have a bankruptcy or tax lien? We have to look at past, present, and future. Do we want the future or want to have the same damn rerun? You've been having the same rerun so long, do you enjoy it or something? Or it's ridiculous. So if you dissect yourself in pieces, in other words, based on what you need, what you have, and foundation. Foundation is the key to the whole thing. Without it, you can't get to million to billion and keep it. 87% of all companies fail anyway. So here's that page I want to say click. Go click, click, click. So here we have the ability. Now for me, I'm 17 and a half at Orange Coast College driving a Lamborghini, made $1 million, put in my bank account, corporation, started as a kid. See, I got lucky I invented products like Car Finder and other things. So I'm making money, I'm hustling, and that's just me. So I found out about payphones. I got a payphone, I bought one, then I bought three. Hell, I'm making $300 a month for doing nothing, sitting there going, hello, hello, can you hear me now? So what do? Okay, hell. By the time I was done buying other people's routes and everything else, I had 22,000 friggin' payphones, making a bloody fortune. Was it easy? No. Company management? Okay. One I got to see on the news, someone tied a chain around and drove it down the street. I mean, shit happens. But again, who cares? One out of all that didn't matter. Then I had my properties where I had 19 houses at 17 and a half going to auctions. I'm having fun. Everybody auctioned, I'd offer to be the banker. It was funny because they all said yes, but I couldn't get 20. They told me no. No, I don't like no. Do you like no? I think no because they're stupid. That's how I always looked at it. If you said no, you're stupid. Why? Because you don't know how to do it. If you did, you'd have a solution. There's always a solution for something. But again, that was the goal. I wrote the books on laundromats, dry cleaning, storage units, all these things years ago too. And don't forget the payphones. So again, we figured out this is about almost $500 million of goodies. Okay. The goal was not to show off, even though some people said I was show off back then. I was just joining the goodies. I didn't buy the Lamborghinis because of you. Hell, when I have a shitty day, I just get in the car. Every time I start the car, I go, boom, boom. I feel better. Damn, I feel good. I could have the worst day in the world. All I have to do is go start a Lamborghini or Ferrari. Which one do I want to pick? You see, the goal is have the goodies, but I can't have any goodies. I'm allergic to goodies. You see, in other words, if I have it, they're going to sue me and screw me. So it can't be mine. I got to make sure it's a corporation. Then I got to make sure I protect it too. So what am I going to do? Or was that rhyming stuff again? So the goal is I make millionaires because it's fun, because anybody can do it. There's nothing holding you back besides you. It's like here. You know, I had condos on the other side. I could watch them all the time. I had the mansion in the harbor, and then I have properties in the islands, and that's fun. But then everything you have, the goodies. I like putting the RayReynoldsUniversity.com and all the goodies, okay, or number 8, because it made sense to me. It was my little way of putting my signature on something. The Duffy, I can take my wife on Friday nights to Captain Jack's. We drive the Duffy over to the restaurant, or a very nice restaurant. Make sure you realize you're going to spend $200 or $300 on dinner. Okay, so that's why you take the wife, not the girlfriend. See, my wife is my girlfriend. I don't understand men and women. I've been treating my wife like she's my girlfriend since the day I met her. Okay, I grab her all the time. She's mine. I chase her around the house. Okay, we've been married 20 plus years. That's my goal. Okay, as long as I chase her, I'm going to chase somebody else. Simple. So if we look at the goodies, we want to market as a marketing tool. The big building, they finally said yes, and the Lamborghinis. So if we're going to position right, your problem is not thinking about being a millionaire. Your goal should be, how much money can I get per month? The monthly income. The car, we can write it off. I love the TikTok. You can write off your car. Stop the shit. It's like, I've heard so much crap, it's ridiculous. 3 companies last week were indicted. They're on TikTok. You can work from home and get $11,000 a month. Bullshit. That's why they're indicted. So the goal is getting the goodies and protecting your asset. The Lamborghini is the big building. See, I don't want to own anything. Every time I own something, someone wants to take it away. So I look at the Lamborghinis and the goodies. I look at the helicopters. I'm a pilot. Isn't that fun? Up and away. And the buildings. So the goal is like anything else. See, here's me. I don't stop doing something till I become number 1. That's just been me. I want to be number 1, not number 2, because that sucks. So here I am, basically. I hit the light that night. I got a big scar here. Owie, blood everywhere. Ah! But my ass is higher than 6-foot locker. I kicked out the lights that night because the Guinness Book of Records guy kind of pissed me off. Where's the wires? He's just a jack, you know what. So I'm going to always basically fight for what I want. It's like white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. Okay? It's like, here's the lights I kicked out. These two almost got in the way. Okay, while they're taking the pictures and having fun, they just kicked out the lights. That's a split kick, by the way. Or the other one's called a dragon kick. And I did a split kick and I kicked the lights from both sides. Isn't that fun? It's not possible. I'm so tired of stupid people saying it's not possible. I've done it all my life, the impossible. I'd like you to do the same thing. You see, the word no does not mean no. You accepted it. I don't. Everybody said, do this now. What am I going to do? I remember, you can't, how did you get 19 houses? That's not possible. You can't get 20. No. Why not? Because there's no way. Why not? There's no way. It's like, damn, I'm talking to idiots. All right, that's what I felt in the back of my head. I'm talking to stupid people. When you transfer the properties to divisions, a division is a legal person. It's not you anymore. Isn't that fun? So I got number 20. Let's do it again. So every time they told me no, I had to figure out a better way. And I put that in my info commercial years ago. First one, they said, there's got to be a better way. I don't know if you remember that. That's the way he said it. He was on the info commercial. And everybody says, even on basically Shark Tank, got to be a better way. So the goal is working your ass off. That's right. You have no choice. You're going to get knocked down, spit out, stomped on, or 1,000 times. Get used to it. Or act like it doesn't matter. Because you're going to get up, and away again. But again, it's choice. When I designed the second series, first one was Winning the Game of Business. Next was the Millionaire's Founders Kit, A through Z. See, no one has classes like my specialties on planet Earth to this day. How do we give somebody a blueprint? The blueprint for success, which I own. Tony, quit using it, please. But again, what can you expect? He ran out of ideas years ago. It's the same blah, blah, blah. So what do? Here I'm at the Bonaventure, second largest advertiser in Los Angeles, 32 friggin' years, 5,000 a set. I got cited twice for having too many people at the Bonaventure. That's right, they cited me twice for too much of an audience because it kind of shut down the freeway again. That was fun. So here's the thing. You're treading water, you're playing it safe. That's good for you. But how are you going to get where you want to go when you've been pissing it all away and jacking it up anyway? I mean, I don't understand. Okay, the lack of your knowledge is why you bring the pain home. So if we focus on the 5 steps, okay, understand everything to me is rules, tools, and steps. This is how I process information. 750. Well, I got shitty credit, right? Let's rebuild it. Let's do what needs to be done. Let's build credit while we get you past it to the 750. All right, it's not easy. Next thing we have to look at basically corporation and divisions. I set up division process for one reason. When I came back from Berkeley and San Francisco area, because I did not want to pay a franchise tax fee from my entities. All I knew is I look at SS4 as a kid. It said entity or individual person. And if I have a corp and I have entities, I don't have to pay a franchise tax fee because they charge $800 a year for every corp because you said you got a corp. Well, that sucks. Then it kind of came up with life of its own, 89 ways to use division process. And that was fun. So if I have a corporation, the problem I always felt is I got named in a lawsuit at 12 and a half. That scared the shit out of me. When you go to court and you're a little kid, 12 and a half years old, even though your brain's like it's in the 20s and 30s, it's still a judge. Okay, so again, corporate and division process. Okay, I get named in a lawsuit, it sucks. Corporation gets sued, we're screwed. We're the voice. We're on the bank account. They follow the money. Division process. So the goal is, it's like cash credit. We need 100,000 in credit. These are 100,000 cards. We need $1 million. See, the goal would be, all right, how do I get up to $1 million of credit? Well, I'm only one person. I'm flesh. Ow, ow, ow. Corporation's a legal person, tax ID. Every division can have a credit report. Huh. Here's Ken Yarborough and I. He was security chief at TOW Spirit. We wrote a book together called File Segregation. When it was done, I didn't like it. No, he's right, it's instant. I don't care. I like the division process, filed, published, tax ID, and it's so legitimate, it's ridiculous. I don't care if it takes 90 days because I want a division process. So for me, how do I multiply credit divisions? How do I multiply liability, get it off the corporation divisions? How do I get the banks? And the banks that didn't want to do what I wanted anyway. Everybody's telling me no shit. I sued the banks. That was half the fun. I sued them and proved my point. And all these banks are calling me everything in the book, just a little me. Going to stand in a court. All right, no problem. And I beat them because the law's the law. It's black and white. They just try to get away with it. Having different bank accounts for every division. Come on, give me a break. All right, it's like the division process. Nobody knows it because they don't do it to this day until I basically kind of wake you up. Wait till you talk to your CPA and attorney about divisions. Oh, what's that? I never heard of that. It'll happen all the time. Checkbook money, that scares me. I line up clients all the time and I help them get checkbook money. It means to the line of credit at Chase, Wells Fargo, US Bank, Wells Fargo, those banks, they get a line of credit. Then they put it in your checkbook. The bill's due in 45 days. You're maintaining a payment. It's like if you're not ready to bridge loan or go into escrow, it's like, oh shit. I don't want to use the money to pay for itself. That makes no sense because that's not the way you play with money. So the checkbook money is pretty important to me. Then the next thing we have to do is get, all right, supply and vendor money. How do I buy things at wholesale price? That's why I had the divisions for jewelry, division for wholesale, all right, basically carpet, all right, freezy paint, wholesale paint, and I also had wholesale wood because I bought from Louisiana Pacific. That's the mill that would sell to Home Depot back then. So if we have our steps, rules, and tools, we can set up a foundation. Without the foundation, you're just kidding yourself. Okay, you're doing a half-ass job. And I'm sorry, but most of you have done that all your life, half-ass. That's not good. All right, so understand. If we get a corporation, okay, I got 2 turds online giving me a bad time. They're attorneys, and they said their clients had lied to put me down because I give corporations for free. I've been doing that for 46 years. Why did anybody pay for one? I mean, it's bad enough when they call one of my call centers. I don't have a corporate, I got an LLC. You know how stupid that makes you sound? It makes them sound stupid. An LLC is a limited liability corporation of corporations. It's a business. I mean, I don't understand people wasting and pissing away money and acting stupid. I mean, don't you verify what you say before you open your mouth? But they don't. It's like, oh shit. So we think about corp. You have one, let's build that one, not division process. If a corporation does business and they sue it, they sue you. So if I have a corporate umbrella, each entity is the duck and the sheep. I can protect my ass. We can stop bringing the pain home. We can put our ducks in a row. And we can package our lives. That's the ultimate goal. So if we build a corporate umbrella, a true one, we can protect our assets. You see, I like the Ray Reynolds programs, the Ray's 360s. Glenn here lived in his house. No, he lived in his car for 3 years because his wife left him. He's going, boo, stop it, man up. Knock off the crap. Get your ass over to the workshop. And I got to the point, I'm just bossing him around to knock off the crap. Okay, get him out of his rut. People get in their rut and feel sorry for themselves. That's not acceptable. Brand new house, brand new truck and business, making $1 million a year. Okay. Then we look at people coming out of prison. Frey Ray, Ricky Dicky Ross, and Thomas. That's fun. Brand new dump trucks, $5 million a year. So if we can help someone coming out of prison, okay, Michael, God rest his soul. I did his corpse as well. And then we got basically here, we got Even Arnold. So if we position this right, I did 2 presidents as well. Ronald Reagan is he's my second favorite president. I still have on my phone that we, the people, tell the government what to do, because that's true. Unfortunately, it became a dictatorship instead. Clinton's okay, but he got in trouble with Monica as well, and I did her corpse as well. I mean, it's like every president's a douchebag. I mean, look at Thomas Jefferson. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. All right, all presidents are womanizers. I don't know. Fishborn's nice, but Mama's sweeter. So we look at the goodies. It's like Coster. I remember going to the studio. If you didn't know his dog's name, you couldn't get on the lot. That was the password. Okay, that was kind of fun. And then we look at basically Giovanni. Giovanni worked for Pixar. Okay, and he created the first black cartoon detective story ever. I'm working with Mattel at the time, and one of my clients came up with the Black Barbie and all kinds of fun stuff, and I'm helping with their tax problem a long time ago. So Giovanni went $1.6 million. That was fun. College professor at Biola University. See, the point is, no matter what walk in life you're in, I can rebuild anybody. Okay? I mean, Steve from Superman from Gold's Gym. He says I motivate and kick ass. Okay. I just tell it like it is. We look at Kirk and Bain. We look at other things like this, and she's got $1.2 million, and she's got her YouTube videos. But here's the thing. They tend to listen better than you. So this means here, it's like from homeless people, all right, from their prison, rich and famous, Lakers, Clippers, Dodgers, and Angels. I'm used to the one who does all their corps. So we get to play. So my first thing I'd always tell you is plan the problem. Every time someone gets excited about starting a business, they get blinders on. Oh, we're going to start a business. Oh, goody, we're going to get the money. The reality is most people do stupid things. They take their personal credit, which is stupid. Can you imagine if everybody built corporate cash credit first before they jacked up their credit? They'd have that fighting chance to get where they want to go. And the divisions, instead they jacked it up, got stuck, couldn't get any more. I don't understand. How are you going to get where you want to go without you balancing your debt? You have to balance the debt. It's like today. We look at today's date. The goal would be, let's write down today's date. Why? Because it's very crucial we write down the date. We have to look at today. What are we doing today, tomorrow, and the next day? I believe most of you have reruns all the time. You're letting life control you and not getting your me time and focusing a little differently. That's why I'm always telling you get up an hour earlier every day. Get your me time. Get that meditation going. Every one of you, if you did exactly what I told you to do from day one, will get up, and away. And 80% of you have. It's not easy. It's a pain in the ass. Whoever said it was going to be easy. But I'll only show goodies I obtained. So let's talk about some people that are in coaching. Now, every one of these are in my Millionaire group. I have another group, and they actually have $1 million of credit plus. We have meet on Saturdays at 6, and there's one at 4, usually about 4:30. They know I have to wait till I'm done with an analyzation class. They got 3 to 5 million, and then from there they want to do more. See, years ago, people would get into my programs, and I rebuild their credit, get a bonus card or corporate money, and they go bye-bye. Then they come back with their tail between the legs going, what did I do wrong, Ray? You didn't finish packing yourself. You didn't plan the problem. You allowed the world to kick your ass. Okay, without foundation, every time you have an old shit day, it's going to kick your ass. So we take people like in a blueprint. And my thing is I'm always going to focus on 10 types of businesses. It's like I'm stuck in the number 8 and the number 10. I only like 10 cards, 10 types of businesses. So I look at John here. John did some pretty good stuff. All right, we got EV charging stations, so he's doing about $26,000 a month now. Okay, what did we do? We financed it off a damn corporate credit card and write it all off. Hell, why not? So all of a sudden thinking about bridge loans, divisions, real estate. These are the things he wants to do. But in the beginning, remember, John's been ripped off by everybody else. He paid Tony, all right, the information, attorneys, he paid all this bullshit out there, and he's just going to the rabbit hole. So the goal is on a monthly income, or he literally has 26,000 coming in now. Now, does that enhance his paycheck or can it replace it? That's the decision you have to make. Do you want to enhance your paycheck or you want to replace it? Those are things you should be writing down as like a blueprint. Every one of you need to design your own blueprint because you're not me and I'm not you. Everyone needs to have their own blueprint for themselves. As we look at basically, here's Robert. Robert's doing great. 23,000 in EV stations. It's the fastest thing we got. See, what happens in EV stations like California, California is the #1 state for EV stations. Because they're losing money now, they want to charge a travel tax. I mean, we have 7 taxes per gallon of gas anyway. We're the highest priced state for gas in the world. Ridiculous stuff. But then we look at positioning. Bridge loans. I popped them over credit, and I said, you got to pay the difference. He paid the difference, which most people do. Every once in a while, I got to just shrink limits instead. And all of a sudden now, or he has bridge loans. Because what happens is if you get the money, if you don't know what you're going to do, you got to have pay for it, or you do a bridge loan or something. Divisions for storage units or planned, real estate. See, today it should be EV stations, storage units, okay, or apartment complex. That's what I believe it should be, because that's where you're going to get to go. As we look at the pieces, he's up to about $35,000 a month. Again, hopefully replacing his income and or enhancing it. We look at different peoples like David. David's doing good. All right, he did a lot of EV stations. I think he did a little bit too many, and some bridge loans. Okay, the main thing from there is just making some money. Okay, he's about $96,000 a month. We look at other people, what they're doing. So all of a sudden here, it's like Katie. Katie got stuck because I couldn't get her to quit doing certain things, and I wanted her to basically do some bridge loans and move the money around. So by the time Katie was done, and she's still building up and away, the reality for Katie is literally getting a monthly income. All right, and she's got about 224,000. See, you can get $1 million a day. I did before. It depends on you. I think your folks should be $100,000 a month. The goal is to get it above the BS. See, what happens is the first million's a pain in the ass. Second one's not as hard. So we look to play. We look at also like Peter. Peter is marketing and all kinds of stuff like this. And he's doing really good because he wants to put money in other things. See, I don't believe in doing one thing, because then that one thing gets changed, or we have too comfortable and we get our assets kicked. Nobody wants to lose the game of business. So he's doing almost $400,000 a month, not too bad. So the goal is, okay, what can you do for you? Well, we go back to the basics. A corporation's a legal person. But the problem is everybody thinks it's going to protect them. They think it has magic gold dust. It does not. When it's sued, they sue you. May sue or be sued. So the reality is the corporation structure, it says it's a legal person, Supreme Court, that's what they did it for, or United States of America, everything else, and they get to receive money. Again, I'm not here to be an attorney and CPA, but the reality is I can have my corporation, my divisions. So the corporation, as far as I'm concerned, I'm always going to make sure you have foundation, understand. It should only do 4 things. To buffer tax. No taxes due till you're profitable. Corporate credit. Hell, this is all a damn write-off. It's free money. Maintain a payment. Don't steal from your family. It makes no sense doing that. So we look at cars at fleet price. I've never bought a car at retail in my life. Why would I do that? Corporations are allowed to buy at fleet price. And that's the ultimate goal. Fleet price gets to save money. Money gets you more honey. The next thing, every time I go to the hotel, when I check in, I always get the free buffet. Why not? I also get corporate room and I get suites. Now the division, that's the line of defense. If I have an old shit day, it's a division. It's not me or the corp. Okay, they're cheap, multiple functions. The division process in the beginning was for 1 or 2 things, and it became 89 things to do it with. The corporate umbrella. To buy at wholesale price, all we have to do is name the division: wholesale jewelry, wholesale paint, wholesale wood, wholesale carpet. The word wholesale gets us to buy from the wholesale and the manufacturer. That's how it's designed, the foundation. Multiple credit reports. Well, if I have my credit reports, Spirit, Charter, Equifax, and I maintain my 841, which I do, then my corporation has its thing, but the corporation can write it off. I can't write off my credit. But then how do I get more credit? There's only 10 great cards anyway. How do you multiply? Divisions. Divisions are a legal person under the corporation or entity, and I said legal, so I'm not here to be CPA and attorney. Real estate. I've had a lot of shitty tenants. During the pandemic, we got Section 8s got paid, but then the other ones had jobs and they still screwed the landlords. I kept proving they had a job. They didn't stop working and they had to pay, and the reality is I got a free ride. So now it's like, get the hell out of my property. It cost me enough money. And that's the ultimate goal. From here, the line of defense. So if you're going to get to millionaire in the making, division process is a key. Because if you have an oh shit day, you want it to be you corporate division. If we build a legitimate, with no intent to do fraud, umbrella, debt follows tax ID. All right, tax ID builds credit reports. So again, bankruptcy only allows SSN, SS4, who wants to be the duck. So if we do this correctly with the right foundation, we can accomplish the ultimate goal. Sometimes my brain gets going too fast. My dashboards. I started the dashboards in 87, 88, 89, working with Yarborough and TRW, Spear, and all that great stuff. And what I wanted to do is set up a dashboard that instantly starts a credit report. See, most of you, you got the cosigner, you got the Sears card, you got some blah, 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 start your credit file. All right. So what you could have done is, for me, like Harold Stokes wanted us to go to the schools and start it instantly for every consumer, every kid coming out of high school. So the way it's designed is this. You have the option of providing social security number or federal tax ID. The way I designed the dashboard is that way I can get a tax ID, use that for a person, corp, division, or subsidiary. I'm doing it on the behalf of, and then all businesses have an SIC code. We have to understand, since our government created those in 1937. So what is our goal? If we set up a division, all right, under the corp and use tax ID, I only get one SSN, so why would I want to do that? That makes no sense. Why would anybody bring the pain home? But again, the division of me. If we're going to get to Millionaire in the making into the corporate umbrella, you're going to have to work your tail off. So when I established this, I was showing the world in 92 how to use these, not to use them and abuse them. So that's why in 92, I started helping people building their own credit reports as well. Here's the goal. You have a tax ID for your corporation. I didn't add history to it. You're not a client. Good for you. What are you going to do now? How are you going to set up the credit reports? With the credit reports Experian, Charger, and Equifax set up, we can build credit reports and build credit. So it's like time is running out. Sometimes you need the tax ID. The next thing is we add history. History allows it to establish the division and the tax ID, if you have one, and the credit report Experian, Charger, and Equifax. Then we go get the credit cards. All I know is I got credit cards in the mail as a kid. It's like, damn, okay, what is that? I had to learn as I go. These are 100,000 each. I get a checkbook. Okay. All right, it's cash credit. So all of a sudden, what do we do with it? We use it to jack it up? No, we use it to invest in something. Checkbook money is in your bank account to the corporate bank account, and then all of a sudden this is going what? Running out of time. That's where you better bridge loan it or borrow against it, or you need to put it in an investment in an escrow. The goal should be is dissect the SS4 form. I mean, literally at 9.5 years old, I'm telling Ted Turner, all right, because he wanted how to get the cards, all right, at that poker game, Mrs. Hope, all right, and I'm telling him 26 ways to use this form. I've had people over the years, well, I got a tax ID, right? When'd your 1120 do? What's that? I mean, I never watched so many people. See, I learned when I was the first Apex certified person that IBM, Boeing, and Apple would hire me years ago because I was Apex certified, blah, 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 as a consultant. The goal is when I got a job or as a consultant, how fast would it take me to make my bosses be my boss? Could I be the boss's boss? It's like 45 days. I could show how I could do what needs to be done. Then I'll go, damn. And then I'll realize this guy or this girl's stupid. They weren't stupid. They didn't continue their education. They thought they were done. They got a piece of paper to hang on the wall. Big deal. I got plenty of those, but I don't hang them on the wall. So again, what do we look at? Legal name of entity. That stuck in my head as a kid. Legal name of entity. If I create an entity, I can get a tax ID or individual person. So when I looked at the banks and the grocery stores like Lucky's, who own Jimco and Pioneer Chicken, and as this store 128, as a night crew supervisor, I realized, what about 129? What about 130? What about 127? Every store had a number to it. Every bank has a branch number. So if I have an oh shit day, I can get rid of a piece and not my corp and my family. That was important for my mindset to understand that I wasn't going to bring the damn pain home because that would make no sense. So if we take forms like this, the only one the IRS ever created for banking and credit purposes that I can find, it basically allows us not to be the duck and the sheep. Right there it says banking and credit purposes. That's one per entity. So if I screw up one, I get another one. And that's what happens with your banks and your grocery stores, Walmart, Sam's Club, all these companies. The goal is, how do we set up in the Spear and Treasury Equifax business reports? We want the business reports under tax ID. Debt follows tax ID. Tax ID builds entities and credit. So having shopping centers, commercial real estate, the Shakey's and the 31 flavors, and I worked with Woody and Barry Baskin and his family, Baskin Robbins years ago, having a couple of those in the subways and all these other pieces. I didn't want to have one person be the duck. I mean, if I have all these pieces, one sues me, I'm screwed. So the division process made sense to me when I could put a division in place. If I had a problem, I created the 3-step: disconnect, isolate, incorporate, put it over here. See, the only thing that file bankruptcy is a corp or you. Which one you want to pick? Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. I incorporate and isolate the problem. Can't save it. I'm going to prove I'm going to try to save it for 6 months. I'm going to bankrupt the blank out of it under the Federal Protection Act, protect all my other pieces, like your bank, grocery stores, and the cities do. So you're going to have bad tenants. I'm sorry, you will. You're going to have a lousy one, like I had that famous Dodger player. He's making so much money that he thinks he can get away with not paying his monthly lease payment. That sucked, and I got him kicked out of the properties. Then I repossessed his assets, and his wife, pissed off his wife, she wanted to kill him. Okay, luckily he paid his bill, or she probably would have killed him. See, corporation is cash and supply credit. A division can do the same thing. So if I position correctly, I could have my divisions protect the corp and my family. I could create a line of defense. As a kid, I learned the defensive circle. That's martial arts. If anybody comes in here, it's very simple. You hug them, you love them, or you kick some ass. It's simple. You don't let someone get close to you. And that's just how it works, how you become a certified CFO. So I'm always willing to lose a division. But my goal is as the protector of the corporation and my family. So it's like the corporations. When I got my first apartment complex in Fullerton years ago, and that was in 1989, by the way, a long time ago, I got one loan. Security Pacific Bank. I decided to be the bank. Each tenant, it scared me. After I closed escrow, I was like, damn, this scares me. All it takes is one of those turds to sue me, screw me, and ruin what I just built. See, at the end of the day, I don't think anybody gives a shit about anybody but themselves. That's what I've been thinking since I was a little kid, because no one gives a shit about me. Very simple. So it's like you have to learn, kind of sometimes bite your tongue. Me, I don't know how to bite my tongue hard enough. I always want to tell you the truth. A division can have 3 subs, 2 more, and 1 more. This, I built $16 million of credit. I don't push the fact about $1 million of credit to the corporation as one whole. I'll say, let's get a $100,000 credit card. Let's get 9 more. 10 times 100,000 is $1 million. If you do it right, each corporation, and it's not easy, it's depending on the asset. It can take 1 to 3 years to get $10 million of credit. Each division getting credit makes sense. The day-to-day process, getting the checkbook money, it's really, you're building a lifetime foundation. All right, it's not just going to happen, it's going to work through the process. You've worked your whole lifetime, and what have you done to yourself? Look at the pain came home. So if we look at a division, let's understand the entity. Okay, I got a choice to modify a form or basically create one. I modified. It made it easier. That's where it stayed, stood in my head, fictitious business name. So if I basically take a corporation and I have a 100, I can basically have 100 become a corp because it's a legal person. You get 101 A, B, and C. I can build another division on top of a division. Why would I do that? I have a corporation, I have a division that's got an apartment complex. I have all these people that can sue me and screw me. All right, why would I want the other divisions? Because I need separate lease agreements to protect the foundation of the corporation. Again, subdivisions make sense. So as we look at the division process and you're basically putting your foundation together, I'm sorry, but I wish everybody was nice and people were great. I wish when you had a bumpity bump, they didn't sue you and screw you over. They want to sue everybody. Now on social media, why don't we pretend you had a bumpity bump and then we can figure out how much money to get you? Isn't that the encouragement of ambulance chasers as a kid? I thought that was against the law. So again, we get another one and another one. What are we building? Foundation. I'm paying one franchise tax fee and I got 1,000 divisions. Ooh, that fun. I like that. All right, made more sense to me. So again, as we do these things, each division was set up for basically many things: car, building, money, multiplying credit reports. So my biggest problem for me is I got to the point I had $53 million of credit cards. I mean, I've been collecting these things since I was a kid, and I have book after book after book. Okay, because why? Why not? I didn't collect baseball cards. I collect credit cards. It was easier. It was kind of fun. I always turned it as a game because, all right, when you try to play a game, you're honest and you try to win, unless you're a cheater. But my thing was, how do I protect the credit cards that are shrinking my limits? That's where I designed the book called Buckets of Money, because I designed what I was doing for me. So every time I'd loan out money, all right, I'd create cash flow. Now, when I put in my book over 30 years ago, Cash Flow Free Per Time, Financial Freedom, I didn't realize someone's going to steal it. But if you file bankruptcy, what's the point? Okay, so again, what do? Each entity having its own credit report has the ability to finance something else. I mean, you're going to screw up a division. I'm sorry. That one's got shitty credit. This one does not. You have shitty credit, and that's what you do. And we have to rebuild you. It's just the truth. Getting that $190,000 a month made sense to me. $190,000 a month. All right, because I was creating income. It took me 18 months, 41 divisions auto income. This is the one I did in 98 because I'm trying to protect the credit cards. The next one in the book called Buckets of Money is when I took 16 million, 33 months, and literally I created 661,000 a month. I'm just trying to save the credit. That's it. Assets behind that of notes are literally over $1 billion in goodies. Notes turn into more money. I think money's kind of fun. So as we go through this and we want to make sure it works, the goal is to have some fun. All right, someone's got their hand out. All right, ask the question, type it out, no problem. Okay, and that's the ultimate goal. Okay, so let's understand. If I'm going to set up a division, file it, publish it, add it to the bank account, the only way I can build credit, I have to add history to it. History builds credit. All right, credit reports are established. Now we get something to report. See, a long time ago, when you started your credit file, personally, what started was your inquiry. You applied, got yes or no, and you started a credit file. I instantly start credit files. That's what makes sense. Okay, so this week's been kind of crazy because I've been trying to help people different. I got certain groups. Well, I don't have enough money to do this and that, so I do a lot of discounting this week before Father's Day, because on Father's Day I always raise all the prices. Why not? That's called marketing. Why would you give a discount during Father's Day? Okay, you don't give a discount. You do it before a discount, because when they don't do it, they have to pay more. That's how marketing works. So it's like $4.90 at the office, 3 for $14.97. Okay, tonight this is going to be weird for some of you, but it's only during this broadcast. So literally, you could get 3. I was going to give you 6 for the price of 3, 9, get 18 for the price. This is where it's ridiculous. Okay, I want you to have as many divisions that you can have in subdivisions. Every division needs a sister. You have 8, you have 9, you need 18. Okay, you have 18, you need 36. So during this broadcast, okay, not salespeople, not when I call center, not when I got to pay a commission, all right, not when I have to pay a base, I'm spending $3,000 an hour to build the call centers. This is tonight only for those who need division process. By the way, you should probably have at least 50 divisions. That gives you 25 divisions and 25 subs. All right, that's up to you. Hopefully you wrote down if you needed it tonight. It is a Zelle only, no cards, none of that garbage, no cards at all. So it's a Zelle, period. The goal is buckets of money. In other words, what's a bucket of money? Okay, every division to me is a bucket. Okay, because I'm going to use it for all kinds of things. And it should be a money maker. The closet division process. My wife years ago always said, well, why do you have extra divisions, honey? case I have an oh shit day. In other words, I don't know what's going to happen in life. I don't have a crystal ball. But again, I have my 3 divisions in me, my 5 closet division. So I have a backup for a backup. I didn't want to bring the pain home. And that was the goal. So if I have an oh shitty day, all right, it's going to be the division, not the corp of my family. And I always say I named it because of number 8. See, every race car, race boat, a race motorcycle, I position number 8 because I was born on the 8th. It's like 0 and 8 going to infinity. All I know is, all right, God gave me born on the 8th, so it must be a lucky number for me. So again, when we look at division of me, which means you, we look at who's going to be the duck and the sheep. A person, corp, division, subsidiary. So if we look at the division process, a division of me, all I know is I have divisions of the corporation and I number 100. RaiseCredit.com. I have a 100 all the way through. I have Ray Reynolds University, Yesterday's Problems. All these corps have subdivisions of the same name of the corporation. You see, I get people all the time, well, you're on TV, you're on radio. You used to be signing that from the corporation. Okay, the reality is I'll sign it from the corp. It's actually a division, number 100, but you don't know that. I don't have to tell you that because the division's a corporation. So it's like the Lamborghini. Payment is basically set up $6,800 a month. That's expensive, but we get to write it all off. You know, pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Well, here's the key. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So if I have all these positions and divisions and I have an oh shit day and I have a piece that's bad, what can I do? Disconnect, isolate, incorporate. I can put it over here. So I can separate my pieces. See, you didn't plan the problem, so you can't separate you because you're being you. I think being you sometimes suck. You bring the pain home and that sucks. Nobody should bring the pain home. All right, because that's all I had as a kid is pain. It sucked. Being used and abused. We sign a lease of a building. See, here's where you got to get in your head. You must have 2 divisions for everything you're trying to do. 2. And that's where people forget. And I say it all the time. It's like this last week, I got to make a real big point of it. We signed the lease of the Lamborghinis in a division. I signed it as a division of me. Those 2 divisions might get screwed up. Debt follows tax ID. What's the only thing that can file bankruptcy? SS and SS4. I got no intent to do fraud, but I have the intent to protect my family and the corporation. The lease, 2 divisions. Every property you get under the corporation should be a division. Who's going to guarantee the loan? You or division of you? Make a decision. From there, it's like money, SS4. Well, if money goes under the tax ID, you're not profitable till you're taxable. And you get to write all this off. So why not? It's like the corporate credit. All right, every card under the Fair Lending Act is entitled to 99 more cards. How many would you like? That's the kind of goal you have to think about. Every division, because you're not building 6 months to a year, you're building a lifetime. The next 3 to 5 years into 10 million, and then you basically have a legacy for your family. So that's why you got to work your tail off. As we look at these things, it's important. So it's like a car. You allow dealerships to sweat you. Okay, I don't understand that. I don't go to the dealership and get sweated for 5 hours. They flip a coin, who's going to get you. Sales manager, finance manager, I don't do that crap. It's simple. It's fleet price tax ID division. You can always write off the car, all right, literally as a corporation expense and blah, 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 like you see on Tickety Talk. But the reality is the registered owner is the duck. I've had 2 clients murdered at their front door. 2 clients. And it really breaks my heart. Rebecca Schaefer, okay, on Sister Sam and Mork and Mindy and Robin Williams and Karen and Susan went shopping instead of taking care of them that day. Unfortunately, we lost one of the greatest actors and voices in the world. She was shot at her front door because the DMV sold her driver's license, her information. It's like the map of the stars, I think, should be against the law. So the reality is, God rest her soul and her family. Ray's rules are simple. Okay, P.O. Box, mail, and address. Privacy to me means a lot, especially when they used to look at me and your Belinda in that big house and Lamborghinis and Ferraris. It's like, oh, that's the Lamborghini guy. He's rich. I remember being at the Bonaventure, going to the restroom. All right, and two people came in and they said, you know, Ray's got all that money in that box on the stage. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to rob him. That sucks when you hear that, huh? But again, we never kept the money in the box. I was a decoy. The girls always put it on their leg and they put it in my jacket pocket. I was carrying the money the whole time. So what is our goal? DNV dot whatever state you're in .gov. What do we get to do? See, as smart as you are, you allow your name to be on the mailing list and the robocalls and all this crap. Driver's license, insurance, registration should literally be P.O. Box, mail, and address under the Privacy Act. That's how you protect yourself and your family. Now, Mary's like everybody else. Mary comes to me after she screws it up. I wish people come to me before they screw it up, but most of them don't. Mary's Ivy League, works for Apple, $250,000 a year. That's great. She gives $10,000 to her attorney to look at lease and help her sign a lease of a building in 3 options, and $5,000 to the CPA. So she thinks everything's going good. So she's wasted $15,000 on people who don't really help her. They just look at things. Okay. See, she was really looking for help for her business, not just to look at an agreement. Mary jacks up $80,000 or $98,000 of credit from 800 score. She drops it and basically gets stuck. What happened? She called CPA and attorney. What happened? What did I do? All they could do is go, they don't know shit when it comes to running a business or starting one. Mary's problem is her bankruptcy. See, the restaurant didn't make it. She bankrupted. She guaranteed it personally. That means she lost her house and her husband divorced her 3 weeks later. So Mary's problem is, all right, she didn't build a foundation like most of you. You didn't build your foundation, and some of you had your assets kicked. But again, that's up to you as well. So I'm always telling you to build your foundation. You can stop bringing the pain home if you listen. And I get you to million to billions because I have all the answers for this. It must be all little pieces. I got them all, but it's up to you. But again, it's structure. Making yourself a money-making machine. Not easy. I get clients money all the time and then find out some of them get stuck. I don't understand when I tell you to get a credit card, go ask for 9 more. You don't. Gary, all right, look at that. Danny, literally Bill. All right, we look at Carrie. They get credit in lines of credit. Checkbook money, it's like, what are you doing? All right, I tell them flat out, this is running out, the clock. The bill's due, bridge loan, put it in escrow. But again, that's what they have to do, something like that. So I always tell them, hey, be ready, all right, when you get your checkbook money, because the clock's ticking. Now, you get people that, oh, I've got old credit, all crap. Years ago, you had consumer credit counseling, if you remember that. It was on all your credit bureaus. That was one of my companies, by the way, also a co-founder. And I can help people through negotiation and nonprofit. Unfortunately, nowadays, they don't do it that way. So what sucks is basically, what do we do next? So the bottom line is, if you're jacked up on credit, you can turn supply to cash. So it's like OPM money. When I was using creditors and laundromats and doing all these pieces and contractors and carpet and paint and all these open accounts, I was showing the world I was using OPM money, other people's money, and I'd pay through an escrow or the first and last and deposit. I was put down for doing that too. Look at Ray Reynolds, he's being a crook. He's using other people's money. No, I just basically building it right. Dun & Bradstreet, Experian. Here's one of those pages you can go clicky click. So here we can get supply credit. What is the goal? If your credit's jacked up, how do you pay it down? If you have to negotiate a debt or two, what do? You use the supply to get cash and balance your score. So that way it's like Billy here got $51,000. We build it up again. That was the goal. Build it up and away. So selling things on Amazon and eBay, I got lots of clients that make millions of dollars a year to do that. So remember, another thing is, I want to do real estate. 60% of you say I want to do real estate. I got tired of doing the flippity dippity doos. Buyers are liars, agents and brokers and all this crap. You don't have a crystal ball to tell you which property you have that are going to slip, fall, and sue you and screw you up. So you got to put them in divisions. It takes 2, by the way, again. Your house payment offsets your taxes. Okay, that's how it works. Amazon didn't pay tax on 10 billion, and they don't pay tax on a couple trillion. Again, that's how it works. They have their foundation. So we got to realize there's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do. And what do we get to do? Build it up and away. The goal would be to build you here and go get the 5, what I call cars, I like out of 10. Let's say Capital One. Capital Green Spark, I love it. I love it because it's unlimited at 100,000. But then I look at the two sisters for 30,000 each. There's 160. If we take that 160 times 9, we now up to $1 million. Again, each entity could have $1 million, but I'm pushing to get a card and daisy chain first. Again, let's say they're 100,000 or whatever. All right, anywhere from B of A, Wells Fargo. We look at Chase. We look at basically American Express Gold Card. If we're going to build up to 9 divisions and we do this correctly, that could be up to $5 million. So we're building foundation and money to get the honey. Then we have to look at the bank. The bank's going to give you checkbook money, but again, their questions are very simple. How long have you been in business? How old is your corporation? What's your projections of sales? All right, 2-year course, 10 years in business, and projections, as long as you have 3 divisions, is $1 million. Now, they call it a bridge loan as well, and it's unsecured limit. Usually it's unsecured up to about $150,000. That can be up to $4 or $5.4 million of cash credit. Build the foundation, get the money to get the honey. 3 divisions justify the projection of $1 million. That's the goal. Now, when I wrote years ago, credit, loan, and money, because if I take credit, I loan out some money, and I make money on the money I loan out. If a corporation does business, you're the duck and the sheep. If a corporation set up its foundation, line of defense, we have division, franchise, division, apartment complex. So there's financial freedom. I don't really want you to think about being rich. I want you to think about how much money we have as a monthly income to the corporation. Can we get it to 10,000 to 100,000 a month? 100,000 a month is $1.2 million per year. Again, today it's like if you needed 50,000 in credit. All right, no problem. It's going to cost you about $5,000. Tonight, you understand, is $39.99. Very simple. Now I saw a mistake, and she's already left for the day to edit it. Can't edit it out. So if you needed 100,000 tonight, take advantage of her mistake. Okay? It's normally 10 grand, but this is tonight only. She didn't put the 4,999 in. She left 999. If you need 100,000 of credit tonight, okay, I have to honor it because it's in front of you. It's $999 for $100,000 of credit. That is a Zelle only. If it's not Zelle, don't ask for it because it's not going to happen. So 100 grand of credit tonight is $999, Zelle only. It was supposed to say $49.99. It does not. From there, as you know, there's a Zelle information. You click, you take a picture, use Zelle. From there, I don't think you have your time. I think you get up, same routine, you brush your teeth, blah, 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 you get ready, you drive your car, you got tunnel vision, you're getting to work, you're doing this and that. You haven't slowed down yet. Get up an hour earlier, have your me time. Me, I on my knees praying to God, thank you for another day. Then I go look in the mirror. I give myself the mirror test since I was a little boy. So I want to control my time. Money making machine, not easy. So here's those things that I like because auto income. So we look at here, and I always tell people, please have somebody drive you around where you drive every day. This time I want you to pay attention. See, you have tunnel vision when you drive. We all do. But if we had someone driving us around, looking at all these pieces, the first question you'd ask yourself is, why don't you own them? Why don't you own them? Because you should. Someone's corporation owns them. Why doesn't yours? So we look at these pieces in resolutions and divisions, process to finance it. Coaching programs are fun. All right, why? Because I get to change lives all the time. The blueprint call, the past, present, and future. I always want husband and wife on the phone call or partner of life. I always want them to be on the phone call together so we can blueprint everything on the same page. Unfortunately, all right, or fortunately, If a man's married, the woman gives him that look like I'm going to kill you if it doesn't work look. We all know that as married men. But again, the goal is if we're on the same page, we can probably get some harmony there. The boring business. Me, I like franchise. I like apartment complexes. I like something that I don't have to manage. I don't want to manage it. I don't want to manage anything. I want to be the investor. I want to be the bank. I take 40,000. I go after a little business. Usually get 3 to 10,000 a month. 100,000 up to 45, 250, up to 75,000 a month. So I look for the boring business, necessity business during the pandemic. It stays around. I watch people go to the expos and it's like they get stuck. Getting stuck's no fun. And then they go, Ray, what do we do now? Again, real estate franchise, profit sharing, leveraging money. So if you actually could own it and use the corporate credit to buy it, but not run it, wouldn't that make more sense? I wrote down auto income years ago, and people go, what's that? Is that passive income? Is that residual income? It's auto friggin' income. I don't care what you call it. So we look at tonight, I have 6 people that wanted to hear tonight. They want to go into the 6 weeks coaching. I told them I'd be a little nuts tonight. So I want you to blueprint you for that hour with your spouse or partner of life. 25,000 in credit, expedited, rapid, and all the classes and the goodies and the level 1 and setup and your specialty class. The goal is let's get more people into coaching. Okay, I only have 1 or 2 spots left anyway. Then people graduate, and basically what it is, simple. Tonight, it's the only time I'm ever going to do this. It's never been done before, but it's only good tonight, and that's it. To answer the questions for several people that said, I'd like to do coaching for 6 weeks. Now, if you've been in coaching, you're in coaching, you can't do this. This is for newbies. So I'm going to give all that tonight for $19.99. It's a giveaway. Okay. All right. The goal is very simple, $19.99. It's a Zelle only during the presentation. If it's not Zelle, don't worry, it's not going to be offered. And if you dare ask an employee to do that, they did it, I'd have to fire them. Okay, because I'm not paying a commission or a base to somebody that I wrote up my order. I can have my dog write up the order. So it's a Zelle if you did it tonight only. Now the function is look at real estate franchise storage units. We always have that 6 weeks to get your feet wet, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. Coaching is an ongoing process in rebuilding people. It's like my last call, I got him to 761. Then he jacked up credit and he screwed up, and now he's down at 680. I got to get him back up again. 3 months your position, 6 months maybe a location, 12 months. We're always going to look at, all right, the goal is $5 million. Why 5 million? Because IRS says 5 million below a small company. So again, as we look at these things today, all right, this is where I'm going to hold your hand. You're going to fight through the pain, and you're going to get closing the escrow and get the keys. You're going to learn every in and out and all the good, bad, and ugly to do that, which is good too. So coaching, we're going to look at, let's make our goal at least 10,000, 50,000, 100,000 a month. That would be the goal as we position this. So classes. Now I got 4 people now full-time analyzing people every day because I need them for the next morning as well. So analyzation all the time, all classes, workshop calls, and the rapid rescore. The goal is creating a list like goal and understand daily, weekly, and a goal list and a project list. Without the project list, how are we going to go get it? So let's keep that in mind. Our goal is to work on projects and build it up and away, working together and communicate with me only, all right, during the coaching call. From there, what do we look at? We know a 3 months coaching program is basically going to be $8,000, but then I'm building 100,000 in credit, which could have cost you up to $10,000 anyway. Okay, as you do that. From here, we look at the 6 months. We know it's going to be 15,000, 150,000 in credit. Okay, if we look at the 6 months of coaching, now we look at the 12 months. The reality is 250,000 in credit. The goal is to build as much as we can. So during coaching time, about 25-30% of the clients want more. And I go, what do you want more? Some of them very, very aggressive. David's doing 4 million plus this year. Lloyd's doing about 5 million. And they get very aggressive to do things, which is good. So again, there's a percentage of people that want me to do a lot more work with them or for them, $5 to $10 million of business. So what do? We partner up. I've been doing things for clients since '87 of partnering in business. So my team will actually do a lot of the work and you just get them the keys. So again, we just be that investor. Once again, bridge loans. Everybody should be in a bridge loan if I build credit for their personal business because it's an income. I've had people lose their job and do bridge loans to create an income real quick. So again, we don't jack up personal cards, but a corporate card, hey, it doesn't show up on personal report. Let's use it, not abuse it. So, all right, now there's always hidden fees with the other people and brokers. Well, I don't have hidden fees and I administrate them all for my clients. They charge $2,000 period. It's a one-time setup fee. $5,000 in a bucket of money. Okay, that's going to get you almost $900 a month. So that's almost doubling the money. And if you had a card, you'd use the card and I'd double the money. So you're making money off the money of the credit I billed you. So that's nice. If it was a $10,000, what I call bucket, you're going to basically double the money, almost double it, and get about $1,300 a month. If you turn around and did a $25,000 bridge loan, okay, what happens? You get about $2,100 a month. So here's the thing. Take a picture if you want to think about a bridge loan. This is where you can use credit to build more money. And that's kind of nice as well. You can finance yourself. Okay, the goal is to replace an income or enhance it. And that's the goal by using the credit where I put in my system years ago, cash flow, free up your time. All right, remember division process. What did I have to do? I had to do a bunch of divisions. I had to save the credit. And I found out C191D. All right, I turned everything else into notes as well. The notes behind that were $1.1 billion, but it took me 18 months to do it. Okay, on that one, the next one was 33 months, and that was in 98. So it's like auto income. I believe you should focus on how much can we get per month and gain to it every day. We look at the type of business that I like. So again, we can do the work for you, with you. So again, I get clients, Ray, just do it all. Ray, I want to do as much as I can. I want to learn. Other way, you learn anyway. What was the goal? Here's an apartment complex. The apartment complex built in 1968. They want $3 million. Okay, it's what it's worth today. You need 10% down. That's 300,000. Well, let's take it off the corporate lines of credit. No problem. The monthly payment. So now we create a basically down payment. Monthly payments like 23,000 a month. What do we look at? Now we have the current income based on the properties, and then we look at the income and we look at other things as well. So our ultimate goal is, what do we do next? Well, we minus that, and now we have $13,000 a month. The problem with all of you, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say all of you, you get to a point that you get comfortable, and I'm always gonna tell you you're not done yet, okay? You're not done because one of them can slip, fall, and sue you and screw you up, and that's not a good thing. So I'm gonna always say you're not done until I get to the point I tear it apart different ways. For instance, I'll take the equity on that and go buy another one. You're gonna try to save up the money. No, we can split deed the units, the assignment of mortgage. That now makes it $76,800 a month. That's for 30 years. When I was 21, I decided to be the bank. I don't want to be the tenant and let's flippity dippity doos. They can't sue me because I became the bank. I reverse the liability. I can sue them if they don't pay. And that's the goal. So again, what you have to understand is it took one loan, all right, to get that property in a division. One loan. Once we get a loan, all right, how many tenants do we have? Those are subdivisions. Every division needs to be a different name for each unit. Now, I've been working on 16 locations right now. There's 16 different locations we're playing with, and people are getting involved with this. And we have divisions, subdivisions. The main thing is once escrow closes, we're going to approach everyone, all right, and can have a meeting, and we're going to sit down. Would you like to buy your unit now? Okay, we can talk about split deeding, we can talk about all kinds of stuff and different ways to do it. It's like I give brokers list to everybody and said, in coaching, go find your whatever you want and go get it. And I'll guide you every step of the way. Next, I find people, Ray, I don't want to do that. You give me a location, you give me the keys, and just I want the money coming in. Most location companies charge 100 grand. Normally we charge 25,000. But if you want, we'll position you and we'll do the work in our group as well. And the difference is I'm going to charge you $5,000. 5 grand, we'll find the location, we'll get you the escrow, we'll do all hard work, and just get you the damn keys, and we have a management company managing it for you too. In other words, all you do is buy an income, and that's the goal. So this is where we fight through and do all the work for you. But it costs you 5 grand to do that with me. If it's one of our other people out there, they're charging up to 100 grand to do that. Now, that means we're going to split it. You're going to get 75%, we're going to get 25%, we're going to share it through the division process, which means your corporation is number 4, and my corporation division is number 4A. So these are division based. We're going to partner up to make a lot of money. This is how I made millionaires and billionaires all the time. And they can partner with me for a long time or forever until we buy each other out or sell something. But again, that's the goal. But I'm managing it all. You don't have to do a darn thing besides get you money. Okay, again, my team does everything for you. That's why I charge you 5 grand to do it. It's not easy. All right, usually we charge that 100 grand. But I've made millionaires and billionaires doing that since 97. Okay, 87. Simple. You get a certificate of ownership. So again, you own a piece of it. You own 75%. I just get to manage it. So one of my management companies manages everything for you. That's where, again, I want you to think in your mind about division process. Every tenant can slip, fall, and sue, but I want them to sue the management company. It's a division. So again, what are we going to look at? All right, who guarantees what? I'm looking at you. You've been guaranteeing being the duck and the sheep. If we're a division under the SS4, we can do credit, franchise, real estate. So what do? It's 2 divisions per entity. 1 to get the piece, 1 to guarantee. Again, 2. And again, what are we looking to do? You don't have to be the duck anymore. Banks and grocery stores and cities aren't the ducks. They run it all off. So the ultimate goal again, if we get a corporation with 1 division, we don't have enough. If we got 9 and we got 100,000 in credit, times 9, isn't that $1 million? Each division can be a profit zone, and that's what you're going to think about. It's an ongoing process. And again, we want to multiply it. If every corp got $1 million, we could actually create 10 million. That tends to take 2 to 3 years to do that. But then now you got more than 100,000 coming in a month, and that would be the ultimate goal. Have as much money as a monthly base coming in. The goal is to never bring the pain home and have the ability to make more money. It's like anything else. I just take clients in their situation that an attorney kind of try to screw up. We had to quick claim deed that property to a division, but then you have unit A, B, and C. So that means the subdivisions are unit A and B, because what if they slip and fall? Just because A wants to sue doesn't mean you have to lose B. And if you protect the equity before they sue you, they can't mess you up. If it's a property, all right, usually it's 1 division. Duplex is 3, fourplex is 5. Once again, that gives you the ability tonight, all right, to get something ridiculous, because I want you to be able to give something out there for everybody, all right, if they're stuck on this division process. Because what happens is 2,000 of history, all right, days you change the credit, the tax ID, build the corporate umbrella. And again, this is tonight, only. If it's not done tonight, don't worry. I'm not going to offer that ridiculous price again. So again, it's right in front of you. Again, you should have 50 divisions, 25 subs, and 25 standard divisions, but it's up to you. That is an opportunity tonight. If it was a Zelle payment only, not Zelle, don't worry. The opportunity is not for you. It's that simple. From here, the goal is, all right, for those who want 250,000 in credit. Now, I don't position everybody for that. The 250 loan is not for everybody. Okay, I gotta make sure I can trust the person, work with the person, because I'm using one of my own divisions with history, all right, literally tied to a major corporation and has the ability to get to the 250. So what happens is it's cash credit. So we look at different types. Chase has a big one, so does American Express. All right, American Express calls it a blueprint, but they want to see an account going in and out, in and out. So that means if you don't have a bank account that's bringing in 100,000 plus and paying bills, it's not really an active corporation with the activity they want to see. So the blueprint loan situation, corporation divisions. I'm going to take one of my divisions and build a credit to that. It takes about 90 days. So we were using the reference letter for resolution, and that was at $14.99. That's not getting them up to 250 now. It's literally getting them 40 to 60. It's not enough. So what happens is then they pay on the back end, and we're going to charge that 10%. If they paid the $14.99, we charge the 12%. If they paid the $4,999, then they pay the 10%. The ultimate goal is, all right, you're going to end up getting $250,000 of credit up to that, and that's only due after the fact, after you paid your first initial fee. The initial fee should be $5,000 to get that in position. From here, we're going to look at the American Express Blueprint loan. I like it. The difference is we don't have to worry about having to pay for it yet. See, their Blueprint loan, like other ones in bigger banks, what they do is they transfer it, and you get to transfer from the line of credit. They give you an approval for $250. You get to an approval, then you get to transfer it into the account. Every time you transfer, it's an installment loan. You get to pick how long you want it, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. So you get to customize your own loan they approve you for. But again, they want 100,000 in and out. That's the ultimate goal. So what happens in this program, all right, we're going to use one of my divisions. One of my divisions tied to the main corp, one of the main corps, so they see the activity in and out, in and out. And that's important to us. What we're going to do is disconnect that division once we obtain it, all right, and connect it to your corp as we change the name. Even change the tax ID for it, the name of that, because the tax ID, the credit is built on that tax ID. So we're going to reassign the tax ID for you. So the blueprint loan's nice. All right, we line you up for it if that's what you want. The goal is if you did that, that's like 100,000 a month. All right, literally having some fun up to $1 million. You can literally daisy chain that all over the place. So setup is $4,999, $5,000 setup. From here, balance is 25. It's due once I get the loan for you. Okay, and then we just transferred over to one of my divisions. You're actually getting a division. It's got a hell of a lot of history to it. And literally you can do that and do subdivisions, and you can daisy chain it again and again. So that's the ultimate goal. If you took that and did like a bridge loan, and let's say you loaned it out, if you created 25 loans, that's literally 20 or 55,000 a month, and you can sell notes as well. So again, the opportunity, it's not for everybody, but it's for the ones who get the American Express Platinum card. Keep in mind, the Platinum card is the gateway of getting the blueprint loan for us. See, if we click it, it'll say blueprint. Don't apply for this unless you're ready in position, please. If you do, you might have blew the opportunity for at least 6 months to a year. So if you don't have the 100,000 coming in now like we do on many corporations, you might want to wait on it or let me do it for you. Then you can multiply it. If I transfer one of my divisions in history over to you and change the name, you now can position yourself to do it again and again. I mean, literally, I've watched people do that within 3 years, have about $3 million of credit. And that way they get above all the silly stuff, the ultimate goal. So it's like getting started. If tonight, let's say you wanted to do a bridge loan, the bridge loan, all right, it's literally $7,000. All right, and now you're going to create $900 a month. It pays $2,000 for the setup and $5,000 for the bridge loan. If you want to do basically auto income, we do the work for you. $5,000, we're going to position it, get you the keys, we become partners. And the reality is you don't do anything besides collect money, make it easier. All right, now that you can use a card or you can use a Zelle, up to you, but that's a tonight opportunity. There's your Zelle opportunity as well. Now, the ultimate goal is to kind of line you up and do self-analyzation. I believe, and don't take it wrong, I believe you've all screwed up. Okay. In other words, I think you screwed up because you didn't plan your foundation. I think you brought the pain home. You've been going through this juggle struggle thing and trying to get where you want to go, and everything's in your way. Friend, family member, somebody ripping you off or spend 1,000 on something didn't work. But that's why I like to coach people and hold their hand, because we're always going to be honest and truthful. If we have an oh shit day, we're going to protect you, show you exactly what needs to be done. But you're going to have to do some self-analyzation. You have an LLC, I would say as you start to make money, convert to S. You have a C Corp, convert to S as well. Positioning would make sense. House payment offsets taxes. As we know, 1244 links its LLC or C Corp to convert it to S when you start to make money. The goal is to get to the profit zone. Okay? The profit zone. In other words, knowing the S Corp under 1244, almost not paying tax till you're profitable. That would be the ultimate goal. Profit zone, pretty simple. Corporation divisions up to $1 million of credit. Now, everybody wants Nevada. Don't do Nevada until you basically make money and you have a business in Nevada. Until then, do your own state, Texas, Utah, whatever, Arizona. Stay there because they don't want you to circumvent that. If and when you get to profit zone, you should have an LLC in Nevada as your parent company. That's just my suggestion for all of you. Up to you. Nevada is also known as tax-free state. So the ultimate goal to play the game. So becoming the bank. I wrote the book Becoming the Bank out of Nevada while I was the largest registered agent in the world, and I've sold more Nevada courses than anybody on this planet to this day. Becoming the bank would make sense. The $1 million maker, what do we get to do? As you position money in the near future, you're going to be leveraging money into more money. Borrow money is not taxable. If we build a reference of 3, just by using CD and a borrow against the money to reference a 3, that gets us to go to times 5. Under that corporate umbrella, you're going to daisy chain credit back and forth, and you're going to build it up to the millions of dollars you need to whatever business you pick. Maybe you buy the big apartment complex. Maybe you buy the EV stations or storage units or something else. Now, banks, they have CDs for businesses. The Chase CD is kind of fun because they have a 31-day CD. Leveraging the money can be quicker. Depends how you position yourself as well. As we look at these things, let's understand something. If we take more money into the account, like this is Gerald, he's a pastor of a mega church in Los Angeles. When I got him his 100,000 at US Bank, we put 75 in it. That gave him a reference of 225. Then the bank gave him a 1 million with 25. So leveraging money in a real business, money's coming in and out. You get to build up and away. So we can basically look at the $1 million maker as you do all the pieces you need to do. Okay, would you do what you're asked to do? And I'll guide you every step of the way. So if we took basically today, it doesn't matter if it's $1,000, 5, 10, 25, 50, 75,000. The ultimate goal is taking borrow money not taxable, finance the American dream, so buy the income. The income is real estate and franchise. What stayed open during the pandemic? The ultimate goal. So think about becoming the bank in the future. Okay, running a business is a pain in the ass. Let's own it and let someone else run it for us. So the goal is like anything else. When we look at banks and grocery stores in cities, what did they do? We've watched B of A bankrupt 6,000 locations. Chase, US Bank, Wells Fargo, the most indicted bank on the planet. We watched Walmart get in trouble the other day and Sam's Club. We watched Geico, Warren Buffett's company, one of them. 11 cities file bankruptcy. So our ultimate goal is to stop bringing the pain home and build the right foundation. Becoming a certified CFO, right? Reprogram your brain to millionaire status. Me, I'm always going to look behind that curtain. I have to. I don't trust anything unless I dissect it. They say no, I want to understand, and I'll figure out a way anyway. So our goal at the end of the day is pretty simple. So hopefully tonight something helped you a little bit, understand a little bit more. We do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Ultimate goal is simple. So what I offer tonight is good tonight only. You call the office tomorrow if you want to. They're not going to honor the pricing I did. I have to pay them a base and a commission. I just wanted to give several people the opportunity for division process, a little coaching because they've been trying to fight for it, all right, and save up certain things. So if I can help you tonight, is Zell. That's the ultimate goal for you too. So the ultimate goal is very simple. So always keep in mind, all right, we have to do our best. All right, God's going to always do the rest. All right, and remember at the end of the day, yeah, it's pretty simple. God loves us all.